Hi guys, Miss Patrick here. I've put together a short little video here to just kind of review a little bit about multiplication. That's what you're going to be working on for NTI Day 1. You're just going to review multiplication so that hopefully when we get back to school on Monday, we can hit the ground running with division. So the first thing that I want to do is review the parts of a multiplication problem. The numbers that you are multiplying, so in this case my 2 and my 3 is what that should be. Let me fix that. The numbers that you are multiplying, those are your factors. Your answer in a multiplication problem is the product. So remember our little saying to help us remember that. Factories make products. So whenever you are looking at a multiplication problem, the answers to any multiplication problem, we're going to call a product. Now, in class, we talked about 3 different ways that you can always use to solve a multiplication problem. The first way that we learned was to draw equal groups. So if I had the problem 3 times 4, I'm going to draw 3 groups, and I'm going to put 4 objects in each group. If I count those objects up, I have 4, 8, 12. So 3 times 4 equals 12. The next way that we looked at to solve multiplication problems is to draw an array. So I'm going to draw 3 rows. Don't y'all love Miss Patrick's lovely artwork? And 4 objects in each row. You all know I'm not an artist. We've discussed this in class before, but I try my best. Alright, there are 4, 8, 12 objects. So my array helped me find 3 times 4. And last but not least, you can use repeated addition. So if I have the problem 3 times 4, I can add my 4 3 times, and that equals 12. And I can also do 3 4 times, because as we talked about, the commutative property of multiplication, or as you all like to call it, the flip-flop property, means that you can switch the numbers when you multiply and you'll still get the same answer. 3 times 4 is the same thing as 4 times 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 also equals 12. That's the 3 methods that you can use to solve a multiplication problem. And of course, your memory. Many of you have already got some of your multiplication facts memorized. And that's awesome, and I would love for you to keep practicing that at home. But for right now, I don't mind one bit if you draw groups, arrays, do repeated addition, whatever you need to do to solve these problems. The next thing I want to review is the word multiples. This is a word that we've talked about a lot with multiplication, but sometimes we forget what it means. If I ask you to tell me the multiples of 5, all I'm wanting you to do is count by your 5s. So for instance, the multiples of 5 would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I could keep going with that. Numbers go on forever, but that's what the multiples of 5 are. If I ask for the multiples of 2, you would count by your 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So if you see any questions that ask you to count by or to tell you the multiples of a certain number, that's all you're doing is counting by that number. We also practice multiplication with more than just 2 numbers. Maybe we're multiplying 3 numbers. So if we had a problem like 3 times 2 times 4, we said that the way you would solve this problem is pick 2 numbers to start with. I don't care which two numbers you multiply first. I'm just going to go in the order of the problem. So I'm going to do 3 times 2 first, and that gives me 6. I've got to bring down that 4. I'm not done. Now my problem is 6 times 4. 6 times 4 equals 24. So I know 3 times 2 times 4 equals 24. And the last thing that I want to review on here is how to use a multiplication to figure out combinations. Let's say that you are trying to put together an outfit, and you have 3 different shirt colors, and I'm going to abbreviate these so that I don't have to try to write them all out on my phone screen here. So for your shirt colors, you have red, blue, and green. For your pants, you can have black or gray. We need to figure out how many combinations we could have for one shirt and one pair of pants. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3 shirt colors. So I'm going to do 3 times and then 2 pants colors. So 3 times 2. My answer is 6. So with those shirt colors and those pant colors, I could have 6 different combinations of one shirt and one pair of pants. Now, I kind of fibbed a little bit. There is one last thing that I would like to go over, and then I promise this really is the last thing. Thank you for hanging in there with me. After you watch this video, you're going to take a 10-question quiz on Edmodo. It's titled NTI Day 1 Multiplication Review. It's very easy. It's all multiplication problems. There is one problem that is a 2-step word problem, and we've done some of those together in class. I'm going to do a problem similar to it so that it can maybe help you know how to solve that problem. Let's say that Miss Patrick goes to the store and she buys 4 boxes of candy. In each box, there are 5 candy bars. So she's bought 4 boxes of 5 candy bars. Well, when she brings that candy into the house, her husband eats 8 of those candy bars. How many candy bars does Miss Patrick have left? Like I said, this is a 2-step word problem. So the first thing that I need to do, I've got to figure out how many candy bars I started with. So 4 boxes and 5 candy bars in each box. So I've got to do 4 times 5, which equals 20. That was my total number of candy bars. But then my husband eats 8 of those candy bars. So I'm going to have to take that away from my 20. 20 minus 8 leaves me with 12 candy bars, which is my final answer. Do you see how we had to work that problem in 2 steps? First of all, we had to multiply to find our total amount. Then we had to subtract the amount that was being taken away. So keep that in mind when you take the quiz in just a few minutes. That is the last thing that I want to review. Like I said, when you finish watching this video, I want you to take that quiz. And then there's also a post to a website where you can take another multiplication quiz. Now that quiz is a little bit longer and it checks your answers as you go. I don't want you to feel like you have to do the whole thing. I don't want it to take up your entire day at home. Go through, do maybe 10, 15 problems. If you want to do more, I will certainly not complain. You are more than welcome to do that. But if you want to stop after 10 or 15 problems, you may do that as well. When you finish that, please go back to the post and comment done so that I can give you credit for it because I'll know that you've done that for me. So you're taking the quiz on Edmodo and taking the other online quiz. And you can come back to this video at any point and watch it again if you need to. You can do whatever you need to with it. So that's all that I have for you tonight. I miss you all very much. I hope that you've had a wonderful Christmas and that you're enjoying your days off. And hopefully I can get back to see you very soon and that we can get back to it on Monday. Have a great day and stay warm. Bye, guys.